So I've lined up some kicks over here, the shoes I wear, and then I don't have any Reebok shoes because neither me or my brother fit in them at all for nothing. And my brother has a pair of Nike Metcons, but they just don't fit him that well, and they don't fit me worth nothing. They're too wide and too big and too heavy. And the Reeboks are even worse. I mean, they're not terribly heavy, but they're made for wide feet. And it seems to be that there's just no narrow shoes out anymore, really, in the CrossFit world. I don't know if everybody just needs the space for their toes or something like that. But I don't fit in any of them at all. And I've tried just about anything, and I just can't wear it, and I don't like it. Well, I can wear it, if I have nothing else to wear, but that's not what I want to do. And so I've got a few of my Inov-8 shoes, and so these were, I think, last size 13 that actually fit our feet, because this is one of those problems with Inov-8 as a company is I don't know what the hell they're doing, and they seem to be the only one making the narrow shoes. But it's a strange company. It's one of the OGs shoes of the CrossFit world, and I've had classes before where I have 15-20 people all wearing Inov-8 shoes, and my whole gym was full of them. And then Reebok came in, and eventually Nike came in, and I don't think even Inov-8 even got squashed in as much by just sales as in, I don't know what they were doing with their shoes, but they kept coming out with weird shoes, but they were changing the fit at the same time and changing too many things at once. They went from making like decent shoes, which these are a little bit messed up by now. It's kind of like my brother likes to put it, has more holes than 50 Cent, and this is kind of his. They went from like, me and him had at least 30-40 pairs of Inov-8 shoes, and so these were size 13, and then about 2-3 years ago they all went up to size 14 all of a sudden, because size 13s were almost like 11 and a half, and I actually sold mine off to a member who is size 11 and a half, and they fit him great. Meanwhile, it says size 13 on the package, and when put side to side, like they were significantly shorter and narrower. Let's get to the ones I've actually got. So I just got these, which are pretty sweet, actually. Like, I'm not gonna lie. It's a better color than I was hoping for. It's like an off bluish with almost like a hint of green. I thought it was gonna be like this dark blue color, and that's what the Amazon had in the pictures, but it's actually pretty nice. And I've already got another pair of these in black, so I know the fit on these, and this is size 14. But they have changed quite a bit. So if we go back to any of the 195s, they had this protective kind of layer right here that's, now this is like a sock, and you can see it's kind of buckling up already a little bit. So the logo is completely gone, and we'll see how this whole front kind of area holds up. I'm not really expecting it to be that well, because no Inov-8s ever do. I mean, all mine have the toes coming off, and this one just started developing a hole. This was my last nice pair, so I bought a couple new fresh ones. But overall, like, I'm not unhappy about the fact that the shoes kind of fall apart, because they are the lightest and they are the most comfortable, and with certain things you pay the price you pay for that there's no durability in them, ain't as much. But these are like 2 or 3 or maybe older years old, and the way I usually wear mine, like these nice pair, I'm not gonna go and work out, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just coach in them only, just like I did in this pair. And then once they start messing up, so this one's developing a little hole and these are starting to come off, then I'll go ahead and sacrifice it to the gods of CrossFit and beat them up doing burpees and things like that. But for at least 6 months to a year, I usually just only coach, and then I might go out, if I go somewhere, I'll wear them. But generally, I'm in Florida, so all I wear ever is flip-flops, since I'm a Floridian now. That's kind of how it's going to be. So about a year from now, this will become my workout shoes. But yeah, until they completely have fallen apart, like I don't really wear brand new workout shoes. I don't know, these are like good enough. I mean, it only has one tiny hole here. And my pink ones, only the little toes come out, so And this way I can just beat them up and not feel bad about just dragging them on the floor doing burpees and whatever else god awful things we're gonna put them through. But yeah, I don't know why the CrossFit. I don't know if there's not people with narrow shoes or what's going on, but narrow feet, sorry. But I don't know why there's just no shoes for people with narrow feet. And the other problem with Inov-8, so these were like $55. I think these were like 50. Actually, no, these I think I paid like 90 for because I really needed them and they weren't on sale nowhere. These were probably about $40 and like $50. And the issue became a few years back that with Inov-8's making so many changes, it was hard to commit to buying a brand new pair for especially a full price because they were on sale on like 6 p.m., which is a subsidiary of Zappos, 6pm.com. And that's where a lot of them were for cheap. But two, they were constantly changing sizes. They were constantly changing fits. So some would fit me, some no. Starting with like the yellow, I think my brother still has them, the X-Row, the 155s or something like that. We were looking forward to getting those. They were like the lightest because these are 195s and that's the weight of the shoe for like size 9. So basically it's 195 grams for a size 9 shoe. And then if it's 230 or 286, that means just the shoe is heavier. So 155s were the lightest and we were looking forward to it. And they fit like crap and they were kind of goofy looking, but we thought they were going to be light, but they just weren't right. I sold mine off or gave mine away. I don't remember. And so, yeah, the constant changes, constantly going from like nice black ones to like some weird, funky green and blue and yellow, all in the same pattern. I just couldn't stand for. I just like my red ones. I like my American flag ones. Those are my favorite. I still have them at home with like a heel cut off because it was all like flopping off, but I still save them for my random projects around the house. And I still have them. Those are size 13 alongside when we bought like these. My brother and I bought both of these. Constant changes. So then now the problem with like these, other than the fact that I don't know how much this will hold up and how weird the toe box will look, these come with like the shortest laces in the world. And I don't know, oh, these ones are actually not. So when you actually open the shoe up, the laces are tiny. And so it's like, what was wrong with these laces? What was wrong with all these laces you've done? Why go to these goofy styled ones that don't reach nothing and you go on the Amazon page and stuff like that? That's why I ordered these separately from my black ones because I'm like, I'm not going to commit $120 or, you know, if it's on a smaller sale, like $80-90 to a shoe that, you know, I don't have any confidence in the company because it's just all over the place. And some of the new designs they have coming up is actually really, really nice, especially the 230s. I wish they'd make some of the 195s in those really cool colors. Instead, they're making like some speckled patterns and whatnot. And I do like the logos and whatnot. Like this is a little too plain. Like it's okay, but I mean, a little pop of color. I mean, Jesus Christ, it's not too much to ask for. So I don't know. Hopefully, I mean, I'm just still waiting for another manufacturer, or maybe Reebok and Nike will wisen up and just make a damn pair of shoes for some people with narrow feet and let us have it. Because Reebok kind of tried with like the Nano Speed TRs and they're just not right. I don't like them. They're too stiff and it just doesn't work. And the Nike Metcons end up being just, the toe box is so damn wide that like even on here on the Reebok or the Metcons, you can tell that it's just way too wide compared to this shoe, and I just have all that room and my foot moves around and I can't stand it. But cross my fingers, maybe somebody will listen and somebody is already listening and something will come out too. Because I can't be the only guy sitting around here bitching about the fact that nobody makes that shoe. And so far, this will have to do, even though I'll have to wait for them on sale to make sure they're not make some other new weird changes. But hopefully that wasn't too long and dreary of a review, but it's just an issue I've been having for years and years with the shoes and with no end in sight and no real solution other than, you know, the good old flippy floppies. So we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll just work out barefoot or wear the Vibrams again. Just kidding, I'm not going to wear those stinky things. But yeah, thanks for watching if you made it that far. Another thing I want to do, first I want to give a shout out to the Onitsuka Tigers, which is the old school Asics. I've actually qualified for my CrossFit Games in these. I think the second year actually, second year of the CrossFit Regionals I did. I was wearing the Tai Chis as well. So, and I still have the one pair of shoes I've done my 2009 regionals in. They're banged up as hell, but we do have them. They're nice leather, and they don't make them anymore. But I'd buy that pair in a heartbeat. Hopefully, Asics, you're listening. But one thing I wanted to show real quick is the Inov-8s. All the shoes laces come in just normal and regular, but the one thing that my first and only first pair of Inov-8s came in with, and I've used that technique ever since. What you do is you swap, and especially with these things coming with the really short laces, well, it works even better. I did that on my black ones already. We'll loosen out the laces from the last two holes, and what we do is we run them through the final hole and then double back through the previous one. And I know there's a million different shoelacing techniques out there, whatever fancy you want to be, but I've seen this one and I've used this for over a decade now, and I like it a lot. And so this way now, first of all, the laces are a little bit longer already, which is nice, unless you have long laces, but then just replace them. And two, it's I don't like when the lace is sitting way up high on my ankles. So by moving it down a little bit, it actually makes my foot feel a lot more comfortable, and I don't tie and untie my shoes. I just slide them on as a slipper, which isn't, I think, the most respectful thing to do to a shoe, but I've done it for too long now, and I only really wear Inov-8s, and it doesn't seem to be a problem, and they held up very well. And so that's how I've done the laces ever since. And Asics, go make my shoes, and Inov-8, start messing around with the styles of your shoes and just make some good old school pairs, and let us buy the damn things and don't change things in between.